All right, Superman. Freaking A. I honestly don't know how anybody could like James Gunn's Superman. I'm trying to watch it more than once. Um, and it just hurts my brain. Like it's it's making me want to not do a Superman review at all because man, this movie sucks so much. Like we're not gonna do a Superman review, but like I did watch Christopher Reeve's Superman. I watched Man of Steel, and Man of Steel is at this point in time like a pretty. It's rough for me to watch. I love seeing Henry Cavill. Um, yeah, it's just freaking A, man. Like, how can you drop the ball this hard? Like, we got. Give me a second. I need a. Okay, we got Christopher Reeve Superman. Started great, didn't end well. 1 through 4. 1, 2, amazing. 3, and then 4, poof, drop. We then, in terms of movies, we got Brandon Routh. It was he pretty much was like a barely a character, but like the acting and the scenes, like it sat and you felt like okay, that's Clark, that's Superman, and this is and there's like the real version of Clark when he's at the farm and everything. Um, and you feel that throughout, especially when like his looks at Lois and like it, great acting, terrible movie. Okay, then we got Man of Steel, which I would say in terms of crappiness, just slightly under Superman Returns, just slightly under. Superman Returns to me is above Man of Steel, and then we got James Gunn, which is probably the worst of them all of them. Like this has probably been the worst version of Superman in I want to say all of cinema history in terms of live action, but I want to be careful because I can't remember every TV show that was Superman live action. Like let me see if I can look here real quick. Because I'm counting the TV shows as well. King. Yeah, all the live action ones. Like this sucks. I don't know anything about Christopher, and I never watched the Kirk Allen but whatever. It's terrible. In terms of at least major movies, you know what I mean? Like I asked for people to defend it. Um, even on comments where they were commenting on um other posts of mine, shorts or whatever, because I just made fun of the Superman symbol itself. I don't think it should ever be yellow and red like that. The Kingdom Come Superman should be reserved for the Kingdom Come comic only. And Brandon Routh actually wore that Superman suit, and it was awesome. David Cornsweet, I feel like he has the acting ability, but he just didn't portray. He didn't get a chance to show the difference between Clark and Superman, even during that stupid interview with Lois, which both of them, like, it was such a dumb interview. Like, he's a reporter, so and so let alone just being a reporter, he knows how difficult the interview is gonna be. But he's seen Lois. He's seen her in the beginning. for at least 3 years. Like he's seen her work. There's no way he didn't read one article, be like, "Damn, Lois, like you really went for the fences on that one." And something that was interesting in comparison Christopher Reeve to David Cornsweet Superman or James Gunn Superman, it's that right off the beginning when you get introduced to Superman, and he's saving everybody, you cut to um, Perry, and he is like, I want to know where he sleeps, what he drinks, does he eat, where he gets his clothing, where he gets the red cape, all that stuff. He wants to know. Like that's a pretty big part. Like this is the story of the century, not the decade. Not like this is the story that's no one's gonna top whoever gets the first scoop on Superman, right? And people are like wanting to know what does he do? What then he decides to clear up the confusion, but also he lets his um infatuation of Lois get the better of him, and so he goes to Lois. He's trying to get a date out of Lois, and he's pretty much like, okay, his thing is like, okay, if I show up as Superman, she's probably gonna be a little dazed, and like he used that to his advantage to come in as Clark and um introduce himself and like have a date. I mean, and even then he was like, man, he likes her so much that he was willing to just kind of risk it all and be like, all right, I'm Superman. But then he had like that moment of realization where like, wait a minute, I barely know this girl, and this probably won't be the best thing right off the bat. Like, and who knows what was going through his head. But yeah, he gives the interview, and yeah, in the interview there's like and this is Christopher Reeves that I'm talking about. One of the questions didn't make sense. Like, how does she know that he could see through anything, or like why would she ask that question? You know what I mean? Like they didn't say, like he didn't show any of that sort of ability before, but maybe you could say that people are asking that question in the office, like, oh, if he's like this creature, like is he human? What is it a powered suit? Like whatever it is. And I wouldn't have said probably given his one of his weaknesses away, like I can't see through lead, to a reporter. Like he might be like he could have said something along the lines of, oh, I'm gonna trust you, and here's, as far as I know, this is my weakness, I can't see through lead, but please don't report that. And then maybe she feels the pressure to report that later, and then like there's a situation where like Clark kind of, it's like he feels justified that he didn't tell Lois that he is Clark, that Clark is Superman. And and then it could have gone like a play of like, okay, like now Clark is ignoring Lois, and Lois is wondering why, because this guy was all over her. And then she starts liking Clark more than Superman. You know what I mean? Like that could be more of like I say time and time again, I always like it when Lois falls in love with Clark before Superman. Like she's infatuated with Superman, but then eventually falls in love with Clark, and she's like, no, Superman's nice, and like, but I don't want anything to do with him. I want Clark. And but anyways, so working for a newspaper, and I'm talking about Lois, in David Cornsweet movie, when Superman appeared, did he give no interviews? Did nobody ask questions? Like, how strong was Lois and Superman's relationship up to the 3 years from the 3 months they started dating? Did he tell her right away? Did he tell her when right before they started dating? Because it's more like Lois isn't dating Clark, she's dating Superman in this movie, in the James Gunn movie. And that's a big problem, because while he's being interviewed, none of what I'm seeing is Clark. Okay? And I'm talking about just the interview. Like this is like, and Lois comes off weak. She doesn't come off strong, which is like Lois never really is supposed to come off weak. She's supposed to come off vulnerable at times, but never weak. And they like the acting was just like the like he shouldn't have been like flabbergasted or like confused at the question she was asking. Like she was trying to get a rise out of him, and he should have known that. And like they make him seem like a pussy because she says like every time something gets difficult, you just run away. Also meaning like, oh, even in Superman conflicts, you're just gonna wuss out and just run away. Like there's so many freaking problems with this damn movie. Like this Superman is a freaking. Forget that this is like a live stream on YouTube, and I want to say certain words that I can't. But yeah, and as like I was talking about acting, who the freak hired the chick for the engineer? Like I didn't think you could cast a worse actress for DC than Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, and then you cast this. Like, what? She, she's not only given the like. I feel like a lot of attention is on her. Yeah, she's a terrible actress. But who the freak wrote these lines? This script is a mess. It's a first draft across the board. There was no thought of like, how deep is this relationship? 3 years. How well does the Earth know Superman? As far as those 3 years, everybody thinks he's a good guy. And how, like, is this the way James Gunn views people? Is everybody's an idiot, and as soon as they see something, they'll just throw away everything they knew about a person and just believe whatever they see in the media? Like, dude, like it's so dumb. Lex, he has a specific reason of why he hates Superman, but it's still like, okay, but he just seems like a child with money. The one thing that bothered me was like, okay, if Lex is this super genius, let alone creating pocket dimensions inside a planet, couldn't he create better technology than like a room of people on a computer that's like shift B down A whatever, like gaming consoles created a controller, and PC games created so that you don't have to use the whole freaking keyboard to play PC. And even then it's like, okay, you don't diminish Superman's speed. Like you're using your human speed to fight Superman. That's dumb. If you want to start catch up to Superman's speed, it would just be Lex in a room with something inside his brain, or so, like Cerebro over his head, and that's how he's controlling Ultraman. That would make sense, because our brain waves are like the way we think are faster than the speed of light, or from what we know is like just as fast or whatever. So then that would make sense fighting Superman that way, because he's the one saying it anyway. So why the hell does Lex Luthor need this whole team? And then he just programs monkeys. Like, if anything, take the monkeys away, put that group of people in the pocket universe doing all that, who for some reason is devoted to him. Like none of these guys have any reason to hate Superman. Like let's say you combine the Man of Steel movie. Okay, now you have a reason. Superman and Zod had a grudge match in the middle of a city. A bunch of people died. So now you got some people hating him. As much as you hate the Snyderverse, they did that, and it made sense that there were people that hated him in Batman vs Superman. Still garbage universe, garbage movies, but you understood the hate. You don't even understand why people don't like him here. Jealousy could be a thing, but we don't know that about anybody. The only one that we get is Lex. And then Lois, like, the only reason she doesn't break up with him is because she saw Superman being tough and fighting. Like, all the problems didn't go away and were not resolved, that she had, all the reservations she had in her mind, didn't go away at the end of the movie. She's just like, oh, I know he's in danger, so I'm going to go save him because I know that he's in danger. Maybe nobody else knows. So I'm going to go get the Justice Gang, get him out of the Pocket Universe, whatever, and then him go be Superman, and then later we'll resolve our conflict. But no, she's like, I love you because I saw you being a dude, a tough guy. It's like he's still the freaking crybaby little pussy that you interviewed. He's a freaking loser, man. It's just, I don't know what to think with this movie. You got bad acting. You have no, like, everybody's acting. There's no story here. That everybody's acting just completely out of character. Like, one thing, like the prison. Like, why would you rat Superman out? Like, oh, he's doing something. They're calling Lex. Like, you just saw Lex kill somebody. Like, that's something that's just brushed off. Like, it wasn't just Superman seeing a guy get killed in front of him. Like, Lex is like, oh, I'm also gonna go get somebody else. I'm not just gonna get a random guy. So why, if you were a prisoner next to Superman's cell and you're like, I just saw him kill a random dude to get some little information of nothing from Superman, and what is he gonna do to me? Because I'm nothing to him. Superman is more important to him than me, and I'm here because I texted the wrong people or something. Like, Lex is the mustache twirly villain of like, yeah, like you're gonna do this to me, so I'm gonna do this to you. You know, like, they try to make it. I don't know what they're even trying to do with Lex. He's not even like a dictator. He's just a dick. Like, this is just a child with money who apparently is smart. If they came out with another character, like, if they come out with Lionel Luthor and then Lex is just like your little pussy boy money guy, like, fine, like, maybe. But he's stupid. He's a retarded genius, apparently, in this movie. It's insane. Like, I can't even think of how to fix this film. It's everywhere, man. You got your kaijus, and then you got the Justice Gang, and all this exposition. Every scene is like I think every scene is an exposition to something. The only time I can think of that it was show don't tell is when, like, the girls were like looking at Jimmy, and then Jimmy's like, all right, whatever, and it's like, okay, he's popular with the ladies, and that's it. Which is also weird because it's not like we don't get like a little snippet of like, okay, this is a confident guy, because the actor's an ugly dude. Like, he's nothing. And, you know, he's not buff. He's not like flirty or whatever. He's not showing charm. There's nothing that's showing that's like, okay, the girls like him. But I don't know, man. Like, it's just like, that's the only time where I'm like, oh, okay, they didn't the show didn't look at the screen and tell me this guy is likable by women. Boom. And then everything else is like, they're just telling me what I'm supposed to think and what's supposed to happen and why something's supposed to happen instead of actually showing. It's really ridiculous. It's just freaking ridiculous, man. Like, man, and I can't even remember everything of this movie. It's just really dumb. Like, Lex doesn't flinch once going into the Fortress of Solitude when everything was swinging around, firing at him. That whole action scene, it was so ridiculous. Like, I feel James Gunn is trying to recreate the scene of Peacemaker doing the pan around camera thing on the helmet. Like, that was beautifully shot for the Suicide Squad. That's one and done, man. You gotta find a new trick. Like, you can't just keep doing that and like, this is gonna be cool. Like, Lex is still human. He understands physics. He understands that random things happen that's uncalculable. So she threw her little spinny nanobite thing, but she's not controlling the object that she's actually destroying or cutting or separating. So if she's not holding it and then separating it, and even then a chip could come off and fly in somebody's eye, whatever. You cut open a robot, how did it not, like, you don't know if it's gonna explode. You don't know the type of technology. You don't know if there's that, like, her nanobites to that type of metal is gonna put shrapnel everywhere, and he's just walking like it's nothing. Come on, man. And then, like, little, like, details, like the kaiju is stepping on Superman, right? So then he goes into the earth, and then they do this whole domino tile thing when it could just been like, boom, boom, he comes out. Simple. We wasted like 5-10 seconds of footage watching him do all that, and it's just like, you got to be kidding me. Like, when I first watched it, that's exactly what I thought. I'm like, that's kind of, this dude doesn't care at all about, like, property damage, nothing. And every scene, he made it look like he was weak. He was always struggling to push something. And granted, like, apparently physics isn't real in this game. Architecture, just, if you, a building could be sideways and not collapse. Like, he was holding up the building. Like, what a missed opportunity to make a scene like the original comics with the green car, where the lady's trying to get away, the building's collapsing. Instead of Superman swooping in, because he was fast enough to come and stop the building, but he wasn't fast enough to grab that car, pick it up, and then set it down in a safe spot. Boom, boom. Classic comic art, classic Superman scene. They couldn't do that. No, he had to hold up a building, which makes zero sense. Because if you put a pole there that's adamantium, it's all the rest of the building is gonna collapse on it. It's just gonna be Superman, like, it's gonna be a Tom and Jerry skit. He's just holding up a piece of brick, and then woman is dead, everything around him, and he's just gonna be like, oh, like, come on. It was just so dumb. Like, he can't hold up a building, not because of his strength, because of the physics, the layout, the structure of the building. Come on, dude. Anyways, like, it made me want to think about, okay, what do we know about Superman? Because going into James Gunn's Superman, you have to think, okay, this is James Gunn's Superman. He might not have all the powers that we know in the past almost 100 years that we've had Superman, because it's almost been 100 years. This could be his version. Okay, maybe he doesn't have X-ray vision. He doesn't have, like, we have to go as the movie shows us. But then it shows us that he has the original powers, and then he doesn't use it at opportune times. He also, like, when I know that he has to focus and everything, but man, it's just, we have so much exposition dumps, and it's fine to have exposition dumps when it makes sense, when it calls for it, when a character is explained to a character who that character obviously doesn't know about something, obviously isn't aware, or obviously is too mature to grasp something, or needs some sort of motivation after an event happened. Like, it's just, like, think about, if we're talking about superheroes, think about Spider-Man No Way Home. The exposition dump, in a way, was all the Spider-Man talking together. Like, it wasn't really exposition, but talking about their past. And it was nice that they talked about their past, bring things in to perspective, like, hey man, you're not the only one that went through this, and this is why we do what we do, and this is like we already know this is why Spider-Man does what he does, but it was a good reminder, not only to the audience, but mainly to this character, because this character was going through something that he needed to be reminded of humanity. He needed to be reminded of, like, why he's Spider-Man, his responsibility, and, like, that death is a part of life. and it sucks that happened to MA. Whatever. Okay, you get my point. But things like why did we need the explanation of the glasses? And in the way we got it was so ridiculous. Like that could have happened in the apartment, honestly. Where like, why do you look so different with the glasses? I just don't get it. It's like, the glasses really make that much of a difference? And how can nobody else see that Superman? Like, now that I know it's your Superman, I still can't really see it when you have the glasses on. So is it the hair? It's like, I never told you about this. I have hypnosis glasses. And why would Green Lantern? Why would Mr. Terrific? Why would Hawkgirl know his identity? Why? Maybe Mr. Terrific. Maybe. But why do they know his identity? That's insane. It makes zero sense. There's no backstory. There's no nothing. There's no like just that they try to recruit him and that's it. What the hell? I don't know, man. Like, there's just too much stupidity in this movie. And it's great. Okay, people want to turn on their monkey brain and then that's it. And they just enjoy, Red Cape beating up kaijus and then him looking weak and then he's strong, big bad for big good, blah, blah, blah. Fine, but there's no way you could tell me this is a good movie. That's an insane claim. You're like I think it's almost criminal to show this movie to children, for sure. Like, just of the creative retardation that they have in here. This is a dude that it's another dude who came from Marvel, has no idea what to do with Superman, doesn't understand Superman at all, never read a Superman comic, doesn't know how to create a story, just a beginning, middle, and end. Like just a plot, the arc. Like nobody's learning nothing. There's no character arc for anybody. Everybody is the same person as they started. The only thing is Clark is now motivated by his real parents, which is also weird. Like, they meant nothing. Because to me, the movie portrayed as like he doesn't care about his parents at all until his fake parents is dead. Is like he finds out they're evil. And it's like, okay, if they decrypted that message, isn't there more to the message? So like, wouldn't you want to decrypt the whole thing? Wouldn't you look for the team, ask like, hey, look, there's more to this message. Obviously, because I didn't know about that part. I want to invite some of your tech dudes who apparently can figure out Kryptonian tech to flesh this whole thing out, because I want to know everything to the last detail. If there's more to this message, if I'm supposed to receive more things in the Fortress of Solitude, because they made a fortress just so he can receive one message. Like in the previous one, he said like, you should learn all you can about the 28 known galaxies. All these crystals contain all the information about everything. Awesome. Okay. Like they established that right in the beginning. Yes, some things totally don't make sense. If you're looking objectively, Christopher Reeves in terms of story is around like a 6.5 out of 10. In terms of a Superman movie, but then like a comic book Superman movie, it's like a 9.5 out of 10. Like, very dangerous to criticize Christopher Reeve first movie, the Superman movie. Very dangerous, but objective is objective. Like, you can't fly around the planet and then that's that. Like, you're going to reverse time. And then if you do reverse time, why didn't you go back to before the missiles were launched, before all the destruction? You went back to just when like Lois was saved. Like, why wouldn't you go around a little bit more before all that and then go and lock up the lead thing or stop the missiles before you even go to see Lex Luthor? But they did think some things through. Like, how did Lex Luthor communicate with Superman? Because nobody ever found Lex in Christopher Reeve Superman. Like, He couldn't be found. What happened? He had to use like one of those dog whistling things that like a certain type of sound. I forgot what it's a sound wave that only like four beings or creatures on the planet can hear. A frequency, sound frequency. And I thought it was clever. Maybe not the best way, maybe not like, but it does portray Lex as somewhat of a genius, not a super genius, as we're supposed to believe in David Cornsweat Superman. Like he's not menacing at all. Like if man, like he just seemed. He doesn't even seem like a spoiled rich boy. He's just a douchebag. Like that's how they wrote the character. This guy's just a douche. I don't know, man. And I'm trying to finish it. And it's so difficult because I just keep thinking I could be doing so much more with my time. It's so stupid. And I invite anybody to come debate me if they wanted to, or or just talk about. I love talking about Superman, even if it's this bullcrap. One thing I missed, like I went to a comic book shop the other day. Nobody was talking to each other. Not even to the employees. But dude, before I would go in, and that's how I made friends. We'd talk about the movie, whether it was good or bad. We just start talking, and it would be hours of a conversation. Dude, I've been too late to work because of like comic book shop talk, and never regretted it. Not once. It was awesome because that's what nerds are like. We want to talk. We want to think every damn detail because it needs to make sense. Like you can't just throw things in there and have it and just be like, okay, this is how it's gonna work. Like the U.S. government made it seem like it was only like 3 people. And if you don't know, the U.S. government is the biggest villain in the DC universe. In my opinion, it's always been the U.S. government or the government itself, the Earth's government. Amanda Waller, pretty big part. Try and think if there was like, here's one thing. They don't know how to write like good people. Like just a genuinely good person in the David Cornsweet Superman. And my biggest example is 2 scenes. Okay. One scene that makes sense. The kaiju, the girl is just like trapped there. Well, it doesn't really make sense because they evacuated the spot and then she's just like in there. Stupid. Or they're trying to evacuate, but she's just there like, where's her parents? Whatever. He saves her. Okay, she's in a dangerous position. She's by herself, about to get crushed by kaiju. But then Superman saves her. Great scene. I like 5 out of 10. And then the kid that's holding the flag. All right, let's say his parents are dead, and he's holding the flag by himself, so no adult is there to get him. And then everybody starts running. No adult stopped and was like, "Come on, we gotta go." He's like, "No, Superman's gonna save us." He's like, "You want to hold that flag? Okay, but come with me." And then he holds them and carries the flag. Like, look, Superman is here. Something like that. But like, no, everybody's a dirtbag. I'm like, I'm gonna leave this child. I don't know where his parents are, but they're obviously not here. I'm just gonna keep running. Like, there's no good people in this damn movie. They don't even go back to the pocket universe to release all those prisoners. They're just there now. With all the monkeys. I'm so sick of bad Superman. Like, even some of the animated movies went bad. But they still kept the element of like, okay, he's somewhat of a good guy. The New 52 ones, he sucks. Usually. He's kind of a douchebag. Just want to rant about Superman a bit because I love Superman. And watching the Reeve movie, dude, it was great. Yes, maybe they take a long time in the whole Clark origin. Maybe it's not perfect, um, which I was okay with. Like, it's nice. And yeah, maybe the interview wasn't all the perfect questions, but like it's Lois Lane interviewing an alien. It's pretty daunting. They could have done it better. Fine. They could have gotten you know, but it's still it's just a wonderful movie. Like, it's wholesome, and that's the thing. Like, you got a wholesome movie, man. Simple. Got action. It's got Superman, and it's got the characters acting like real freaking humans. Being shocked when they need to be, like, just regular good acting. Not phenomenal, just great. Just they're acting as humans. And then David Cornsweet, James Gunn Superman, is just like, and then this happens, and then this person reacts this way, and then this guy does this, and it's just like, and then it's an and then story. Nothing that's like, this happens, and ergo, this is the ripple effect from that, the cause and effect of this situation. Like, who? I don't know where James Gunn went off, because it's like, it's not that I hate James Gunn. He wrote good stuff, but like, it was that it? Like, that's the, like, that's it. Can't do nothing else. And like, nobody else was able to call him out on this bullcrap. No producers. Nobody was like, yo, like, this is the final product. This is what we're going with. Like, this, none of this makes sense. Nobody. I want to know, what are the talks. Like, hey man, you do realize that we gave this nothing burger even less character than a freaking doorknob. We gave them zero motivation, and then the motivations that we gave them was like, okay, the engineer gave up her humanity. Terrible line. Can't we find a different way to deliver this? And when we do, can we add some sort of event, some sort of backstory? Like the interview. The interview could have been like, look, you've intervened before and things didn't go well. Like, we were lucky that this went well. Remember this time in, I don't know, New York, where you try to stop this attack and a bunch of people got hurt, like a building got destroyed. You didn't assess the situation correctly, something like that in the interview. And then he's like, yeah, and it's something I still regret to this day, and my worry was people were gonna die, and some got really hurt, and some passed away, and I can't save everybody, and then you could show more of the human side of Superman, and it fleshes out situations of why somebody became this way. Like, and then do an interview with the engineers. Like, why would you subject yourself to this kind of nanotechnology? And then, like, why isn't the U.S. government recruiting and giving all the money to Lex and being like, yo, you made a super soldier? First of all, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do human experiments. You're going to jail. But since it was successful and we're greedy bastards and we care about our military and we want to be number one all the time, which makes sense for any country, we want your program of nanotechnology implemented in our soldiers, who will be a volunteer program. So we have our super soldiers. But we also want a way to control them in case they go rogue. Is this also reversible? Like, nobody wanted that technology. And then that one country, I can't even remember the name of the two countries that were fighting. They had a robot or a dude inside a robot that was able to fight Superman and beat him. That's not cause for concern? Or like, why didn't he just take that suit and destroy that other country, and then Lex already owns it? Like they, it couldn't have just been to humiliate Superman. They had this technology, this thing the whole time. It's like, hey, Superman got involved. We beat Superman. We have this one dude. Okay, let's destroy this. Ultraman isn't an accomplice. They don't know that he's in there. Superman's in. They could have done when Superman's in the Pocket Universe. Boom, wiped him out in a matter of like hours. Because he was gone for a good amount of time. So, yeah, it's I didn't want to be negative, but it's fresh on my mind, and yeah, like, and I need to talk to somebody about this movie, man. It's insane how stupid it is, but it's also great how good Christopher Reeve's Superman is. Now, this is what I'll say. I need to watch the Donner cut, the Superman 2 again, because I think till this day we haven't had a perfect Superman movie in terms of everything, like storytelling, objectively storytelling, and then comic book adaptation to the character of Superman being Clark Kent, and how different Clark Kent is to Superman. And my opinion, the best Clark that we've had overall has been the animated series, where like he comes in as a confident reporter and he does his job and he does it well, but he doesn't shy away from who he really is, Clark. He just hides the Superman part. And then Superman is Superman, and that's it. Like, the care of Superman comes from Clark. The powers of Superman is Superman. But he's Clark. Superman is the mask. Clark is the real person. So I like that because he's not hiding who he is. He's not, like, I love Christopher Reeve and how different he made them, differentiating the acting. Like, he's playing two different characters, and I appreciate it. But I don't like the bumbling, nerdy, geeky Clark Kent. Like, I like it to an extent. Like, I enjoy actually I enjoy it quite a bit in Superman Returns. How like he's kind of clueless, but he's not. So animated series I think did it best. Smallville, man, maybe I'll watch some Smallville tonight because I need some Superman in my life. It's freaking awesome. Oh shoot. It's late. Oh, man, I need to get some Smallville. But yeah. Anyways, those are my two cents. Late at night, 1 a.m. We're here in Florida, and I love Superman. And I was hoping, and like, if you watched the previous streams, yeah, I crapped on everything, but my hope was that I'm like, I hope I'm wrong. I hope the acting is phenomenal. I hope this is a perfect movie. Yada yada yada. But I was disappointed, and rightfully so. Like, I should have freaking known. Like, as soon as the whole Henry Cavill firing, I should have known that this was going to be a bad way to go about it. And the suit still sucks, man. I think it's atrocious. Other than the colors being right, and he has a Superman symbol in the back, the collar's dumb, and just everything is dumb. I would say because of the movie, it made his suit worse. Just, man, so it just still bothers me of how much they tell us of what is happening and why something is happening, and how they feel instead of like just writing a good story. It's damn. And I just found out we're getting a Jimmy Olsen show. What? Why the freak are we getting Jimmy Olsen? Who cares, man? Who the freak cares? Jimmy Olsen is in Superman, and that's it. I don't want to freaking watch Jimmy Olsen. Just a show about F you, James Gunn. What the freak? Gosh, it's so retarded. It's just like when they launched the Alfred Pennyworth show. At least that, like, not that execution, but they could have got the Alfred Pennyworth where he was ex-military. That iteration of Alfred. And I'm like, all right, like, maybe I'll watch something. This will be interesting. Like, maybe Alfred trains, Bruce a bit. Like, who knows? We pretty much got that in Gotham. But damn, like, why do we need these? We're making shows of characters other than the main character. Like, it's like if they took Cat and we're like, we're going to make a story about Cat and she's just whoring around. It would do well, I'll tell you that. Like, that was probably the best view of the whole freaking show, of a whole freaking Corn Sweat movie. It's like, oh, there's Cat. Tits, man. That's it. But freaking A, man, we got nothing. Whole lot of nothing in one movie. It's 2 hours wasted time. Damn. And I think the only way this is palatable is because of the color. Like, Man of Steel, like, it makes me sleepy. Because of, like, everything's gray and depressing and down. This movie is like, yeah, I'm attentive, but it's like TikTok attentive. It's like scene. Where, like, it's psychologically making you watch the movie. It's like forcing you to watch. It's like torture. Dang. I will get through it, but I'm going to take my time. I'm going to do the Superman review maybe a year from now. It's going to be an eventual thing. Like, good Lord. It sucks. And I'll do multiple videos on it because I love talking about Superman, and I'll do live streams about it, whatever. But man, that sucked.